I won't stop hustling. But I just
What up, grannies and granddads? You got a black abstract. Get locked in once again. I appreciate you for it. Before we get started, do me a favor, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and so we can do this again. So let's get into it. 911 season finale, season 4 season finale happened. So I'm gonna just give a little recap, our review of the whole entire season in its entirety, and give me a breakdown of the season finale. So before I do that, give you a backstory how I got into 911. Obviously, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people were just forced to be home prior to us knowing exactly what was going on. And this is one of the shows that I decided to start watching because I'm a big fan of Athena's character, which is Angela Basket. Angela Baskin. I'm a fan of her acting. Always been. I think she's a A-lister, just a phenomenal actress. So started watching it and I was hooked. Show did backstories. It gave insight to characters. Characters had their own story arcs. So it was interesting to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, this is dope. And I had tearjerker moments, man. Listen, I'm a gangster, but it was a couple of times in there when I was like, I had to get the tissues, man, almost, because it was a couple of tearjerker moments. So those first 3 seasons was like gold for me. I'm like, yo, this is a great show. Like, I'm like, I don't see how no other shows could top this. Then I started watching SWAT, but that's a whole nother story. But season 4, I had high expectations for it. I'm obviously the cliffhanger from season 3 with Athena and her trauma. I was curious to see how they would get into that situation. Her daughter becoming a young woman, and I was curious how they would get into her character as well. And Chimney's a new dad, so I was curious at how they would do that as well. And then Buck and Diaz. They're good. I'm also a big fan of Hen. I like her character a lot too. I think she's like maybe the heart and soul of the show. But this season it wasn't as good as the other season. I'm gonna be completely honest. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but y'all know it in your hearts of hearts. This season didn't have a cohesive storyline like other seasons. Yes, they had filler episodes in other seasons, but it was all one cohesive storyline. The one season was about Jennifer Love Hewitt's character running from her past and trying to avoid her ex, and seasons before that just always centered around a particular theme. Athena coming to gripes with her husband being gay now, and she's trying to reel from that in season 1. And then it had backstories of how things came into play. This season didn't have so much of that. I think they had maybe 1 or 2 backstories. I think it was for Diaz, and I forget who the other one was for. But it just didn't have one cohesive storyline. Like, there was no big bad, and a lot of the episodes were just filler episodes. Where they just went from call to call, and some of the calls were just so goofy, and it was just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And it's like, I know y'all got enough of these characters to play off of, and if you don't, you need to get rid of some. And that brings me to the other problem with this show, is that nobody's expendable, and that's not real life, because in real life, when you work in a dangerous job, not all the times you're going to survive. So you got to have that shock value in the show too, to where it's just like anybody can go, anybody could get, as much as it hurts, and we might not want to see that particular character go. It's real life at the end of the day. These people are doing dangerous jobs. It comes with the territory. So when everybody's getting harmed, Chimney's getting barbed wire through his skull in that one season, the first season. I was like, how did he survive that? Like, Same thing. Diaz gets shot. He gets covered underground. It's like, how do these dudes keep surviving? Like, what's going on here? Buckley surviving to the tsunamis and shit. Like, I'm like, what's going on? But anyway, that's one of the gripes I have with the show. They don't take risks. At least SWAT, they killed off Erica. They didn't kill off a core member, but they took the risk to kill off a character, which I thought was unexpected and kind of bold, because it was a character that people were starting to like. And I just don't feel this show take enough risk, and especially getting into later seasons, it's just, they playing it safe. And I know it's I guess it's supposed to be a family show, so a lot of characters are locked in with contracts, I guess so, but it's just getting boring. To be honest with you, it's getting boring. Like I said, this season had his great points. Obviously Hen's backstory, or not her backstory, but her story as far as just her relationship with her mom, and her, she was a foster parent, and her losing the foster child. Obviously that shows a vulnerability for Hen that I love. Like I said, I love Hen's character. She's the heart and soul of the show for me. Buck and his wife Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's just it's boring. Like it's really boring. Like what else can you say? That's just what family life is, though. It's boring. So it's gonna be nothing but boring. Buckley, they didn't really have too much for Buckley to do. Diaz, it was boring. Bobby and Athena, come on now. Like, as much as I love Angela Bassett, I'm saying her name wrong. I'm saying Basket. It's Angela Bassett. Much as I love her, and as much as I like Bobby as a character, even though I think he's just one-dimensional, he doesn't really have layers to him. Who believes this relationship? It's never no passion. It's never no emotion. It's just cut and dry. We know it. Like, Angela Bassett wouldn't date this guy in real life, but it is what it is. We play along with it, but it's not. It's no chemistry there. It really isn't. And I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I like the show. I do like the show, but I just feel like it's starting to regress instead of progress. And at this point in this season, it's too late to be doing that. They should be taking risk, bringing in new characters if they need to, and let's keep this thing going. All in all, I thought the season was decent. I'm not gonna say it was trash, because y'all know how I go. So that's how I rate things. I rate it on the trash, decent, or great. And since it was decent, we'll give it some hand claps. All right, let's get a round of applause for the food. But season 5, y'all better do better. Like, y'all gotta do better. But post your comments below. Let me know what you thought about this season. Did you like it? Do you agree with me? Just keep it real. Like, just put your bias to the side. I know. Listen, I'm a fan of the show, and that's another thing. This season 4 finale, I was watching it, and I was just like, dude, ain't no way she going inside a burning fire, dressed in firefighter gear with a gun to save her husband. Like, that's just not real. Like, that's not realistic. That's not gonna happen. That will never happen. And obviously she gets the bad guy, and it was just, for a second, I didn't think Bobby was gonna die. Not 1 second did I say, oh, we're gonna lose Bobby. I was more invested in Diaz getting shot, because I thought, I was like, okay, maybe he, his contract's coming to an end or something. I don't know, maybe, but it didn't look too good for him. But Bobby, not 1 second did I think that he was going to be out of here. I was just like, but he, like I said, he's a one-dimensional character. He don't have layers, so it wasn't like he gave some emotional, oh. It was just like, you're not going to get away with this. You don't have to do this. They're not coming in here. And And I'm actually starting to like 911 Lone Star a little better than the original 911. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. But post, like I said, post your comments below and let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.